All right, everybody, we're back with a brand new Integrative Health Coach Success podcast. I'm Dr. Stephen Cabral, board certified doctor of naturopathy and founder of the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute. Excited to be here with you today. All of you know that being in the health and wellness and fitness-based field is literally my favorite thing. It honestly is. I've been doing it since I was an undergrad in college, working at local gyms as a nutritionist, personal trainer, and now 30 years later, running the largest, which I'm very grateful to say, the largest global integrative health and functional medicine center in the world, which is essentially Equilife. It's virtual all over the world, 27 different countries. But maybe even more exciting than that, honestly, for me, is being able to train over 5,000 IHPs, because we all, that includes you and anybody in the IHP-based community, as the future of health coaching. I mean, it really is. And many of you are also chiropractors or nurses or personal trainers or yoga instructors or estheticians, or you're someone who's now getting into the health field for the first time because you or a loved one was very sick and now you want to pass that knowledge on to someone else. And it's absolutely admirable. I mean, that's where I was, that's where I came from, and that's where many of us came as well. So what I wanted to share with you, though, is that I've had the pleasure of working with a lot of clients over the last year. And I work with very few. So I've worked with a lot from me. I work with very few clients, meaning mentees. And that is because simply time, right? We only have so much time for what it is that we're looking to do. And my goal this year was to get my new book written, to get it out there, but also to drive forward this amazing health coaching industry. And you'll see some brand new things coming starting next week for the health coaching industry. And then, of course, in the integrative health industry, you'll see that coming in January with my new book. But my goal is, how can I help as many people as possible while not overlooking the people who really do want that one-on-one help? So what I want to share with you here today, though, is some of the things that I saw working with one-on-one individuals and that everyone should be able to implement in their life. And it's basically this notion, and I also talked about this on the Mindset and Motivation Monday, it's what would people see you doing, that's the Boston accent right there, when no one is watching. So like when you're alone, what are you doing? What are you working on? Are you moving your life forward? And again, I talked about this on Mindset and Motivation Monday from the Cabral concept, but as a health coach, what are you doing? The average person spends 4.5 hours on their phone on non-essential tasks, like non-work tasks. So when you think about that, it's a lot of YouTube time, a lot of social media, a lot of texting, a lot of whatever it might be. And I'm not going to say that I don't do that myself. I do. I like to enjoy some YouTube videos. I try to do that when I'm doing some cardio, or I try to do that maybe when I'm getting ready or whatever it might be. And then again, we all want to be on social media. We all want to be on these things, at least for a certain period of time. So none of that is wrong. That's like, there's no issue with that. But the issue I have is that when someone wants to create a health coaching career, whether you're moving from an adjacent industry like chiropractic, nursing, personal training, etc., or whether you're brand new to it, it's not like you always just kind of bring the practice over. I know many people there coming from real estate, they're coming from construction, they're coming from finance, they're coming as a second career, right? And so what we want to do is just say, okay, well, do you want this? Because if you do, I want to know what you are doing when no one is watching. Are you really working towards building your business? Because some people say they want it, but their actions don't look like that. Meaning like they're half in and they essentially are, it looks like if it happens, that would be amazing. But if it doesn't, okay, well, at least I can say I tried. And that's not what I want for our IHP community especially. I want people helping people. My ultimate goal is, and everyone knows this, like once you've gone through that training with IHP, we've got basically a weekly Zoom every week with Equilife Master Health Coaches, with myself or IHP faculty, whoever it might be. And you can ask as many questions as you want. You can ask as many questions you want on a daily basis inside of our private Facebook groups, because we really want you to succeed. We're the only organization that puts you on a practitioner page, integrativehealthpractitioner.org/practitioners. And we're going to be doing even more with that page in the future. We're going to be sharing job boards in the future. We're going to be doing so much more because I want you out there. I believe in you more than anybody else. I know that you have the ultimate ability to help people heal. No other health coach or really practitioner knows how to bio-individualize the de-stress protocol. People are just giving B3 for niacin or CoQ10 for energy. Like, that's fine, but that's like 20 years old, 30 years old. We now know how to bio-individualize that. And if you're an IHP level 2 or 3, which hopefully you are, you know how to read labs. You can get people labs. And that's pretty remarkable. Like, we have a medical director program. We sign off on all those labs, but also you know how to read other labs as well. So there's no one more qualified than you. There really isn't. I'm bullish on you and your business. But remember, just because you get certified does not mean that people are going to start, coming in droves by the hundreds for you as their health coach. Now, you'll absolutely get a half a dozen to a dozen people, no doubt about it, just by talking about it. So for example, I mean, people ask me what I do. This is what I do. And they're like, oh, what about this? And they start asking questions. And then I go down like this rabbit hole and that rabbit hole. When we had friends over the other day, I don't like to talk about my work. When we have friends over that are like kids, friends, parents, all that, just because, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole and all that. But, they say one thing and I say, oh, that's interesting because of this. And they're like, oh, tell me more about that. And we just start going down on these tangents because I can't help it. I love to talk about what I do. And they're like, oh, I really need to run that lab test. Okay, well, here's the link for the lab test. Like, no pressure on my end. There you go. But so if you talk about it with people, and the more people you talk about it, obviously that brings people in as clients. But what you need to say is, okay, well, they're coming in as clients. Do I have a website? Do I have a way to process payments? Do I have a way to email them besides my Gmail address? Right? Do I have the ability to, post on social media? It's all of those things, because the answer is yes, you have the ability to do all of those things. Now, it can be confusing. I'm not saying that. But what I look at is, when I'm chatting with IHPs, and, we're talking about the Reimagining Health Summit, right? So every year I get to connect with 300 IHPs. It's absolutely incredible. And people come up, they tell me their story. And so I'll just say, great, what are you doing? That's amazing. I'll actually ask, you're super busy in your practice. What did you do to get busy? And we have 3 panels this year just on that. So it's pretty incredible, right? And they'll say, okay, I do this, and then they do this. Or I'm like, but where did you start? They're like, well, I did everything wrong, and then I got this right. Yeah, amazing. That's how a lot of people do that. So I ask the average IHP or the average person starting their health coaching business, what are you doing? Because I just want to know that they're in motion. That's really it. I need to know that they are moving towards a goal, that their goal is important to them. And if they're doing the same thing every day, that's not someone that's typically going to succeed unless it is working. Meaning you should absolutely do the same thing every day if you're bringing in a new client a day or even a new client a week. Keep on doing it. That's amazing. 52 new clients a year. Yeah, you're going to be incredibly busy come year 2. That's phenomenal. 52 clients is a lot of clients, right? So if we look at that over the course of a month, we're looking at 3 to 4 appointments per week. And as I've said before, just do health coach math on that, charging $290 to $490 a month. You're doing great. That's your first year. That's fantastic. That's all we want. And you're just going to build and compound on top of that because of referrals and repeat visits and the packages we talked about last week, not offering just one appointment at a time. So all that is fantastic. But a lot of times, people just aren't. And again, I say this and I'm a little fired up today because I want you to succeed. I honestly do, because nobody can help people like you can help people. So what I need to see on other people's end is consistency. It's showing up every day, putting in the work for what needs to get done. 1 article a week, one post a day on social media, putting up an Instagram stories, linking to your bio, linking to your free consultation, having a payment processor that actually works, being able to send people a simple Zoom link, being able to follow up for that consultation, having an online calendar, having a website that honestly is not one of these Wix websites or like just these, people can tell that it's not a professional website. You can't charge professional prices with a, honestly, like a cheap website. And I say that not to be mean, because I know that when people go to the website, they're going to like, well, this looks like they just built it themselves. They just did it themselves. And that's just not going to cut it. Not in the world that we're in, not moving into 2026. Like back in 2010, yeah, you could absolutely get away with that. And I did. I built my first website in 2003, 2004. I built it. It was not good. I literally, we'll put it this way. It was not good. I'm not a computer science major. I'm not a coder. I don't write amazing HTML. I had to build a rudimentary website, but that was the beginning essentially of like internet. And I was able to get away with that, and it worked, and I would always QA it, but I would still add another article a week. I would still do things. I would put out a newsletter once a week to get people back to the website. So these are all the things that you want to be doing. So when I say, are you in motion? You need that checklist for the week. And we talk about that in BME, business mentorship experience, but we go through all of the different steps, and we've shared it all for free on all the different podcasts of what your website needs, what your social media needs, what your follow-up looks like, how you do your consultation, how you get an invoice or a payment link to people, and then how you do their follow-ups, and then how you ask for emails. All of this is what you want to have in your business. And the truth is that I'm not looking, like people say, oh, I'm going to just do 10 hours one day a week or one day a month. No, much better to do 60 minutes to 90 minutes a day. Much better, because it's consistency and it's also on your mind. So now the energy of thinking about it and you putting it into action on a daily basis brings it into this world. It brings it into fruition. I also understand, though, that it's not necessarily native to everybody to be able to build their own website, to be, integrate their own scheduling software, to do one post a day on social media, to create payment processors and APIs and all these different links. This is something we are looking to create for the IHP community. We want to make it inexpensive. We want to make it easy to be able to use, and not even that you don't even need to edit it in the future if you don't want to. So we're looking to create this, but that never stops the motion. It just allows you now not to have to spend an hour a day, an hour and a half a day on all the administration and back-end work. It allows you then to do a lunch and learn, to be able to send an email out to your sphere of influence, your circle, to be able to, go to a conference locally and meet individuals, to be able to hand out your business card, to do networking, to do all the things as well, to bring in clients, and then to be able to do like social media stories. All of those things are important because you need to use your time wisely. It really is. So we want to help you on our end to do all of the website, all the social media posting, all of the newsletters, all the online scheduling, the payment processing, the Zoom links, the follow-ups, the invoicing, the everything, so that you can really focus on your clients and being able to get more clients. And in the future as well, we won't even help you get those as well. But like one step at a time, you need a professional. Back in the day, you needed an office, right? The office needed to be professional because that's where people showed up. Now you need a professional online home, and that is your website, and that is your social media. Doesn't need to be all socials, but it needs to be Instagram at least, right? So like, I'm going to go back to where we started. If someone were watching you right now and you told them, I want to be a health coach, I want to create a thriving health coaching business, whether that's part-time or full-time, and they said, great, what does your daily schedule look like? And do you follow through in that schedule? Are you in motion? Are you getting done what you want to get done? Are you living the life of someone who's actually building a business, or is it more in the dream-based stage right now? Nothing wrong with the dream stage. I love to dream as well, but it's time to put this into reality so that you're ready to have your best year yet. Hopefully today's show was helpful. All the show links will be at ihp.coach/408. That's where today's show will live. Stay tuned. In 2 weeks from now, we've got a big debut of what we were talking about here today, but never let that stop you from moving forward every single day to that which you're most passionate about. Have an amazing rest of the week, everybody. Take care.